Have you been sleeping with your CPAP and all of a sudden it turns off? Is my machine broken? The answer might surprise you. Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about several things, but more specifically, how the machine works. That way you can understand why the machine is turning off. Now, most of the time when people say their machine is broken, something's wrong with it, typically it's going to be a setting problem. Now, in this case, the most likely reason for your device turning off is a setting called Smart Start or Auto Start. Now, what that setting is on many devices, namely the ResMed devices or Respironics devices, is that when you put your mask on, the machine is going to sense that it is on. That's called Smart Start or Auto Start. Basically, it measures the ambient pressure in the device and it turns on automatically. It knows that you've made a seal with your mask, and that will trigger the machine to turn on and start blowing pressure. Now, vice versa, there is a setting called Smart Stop or Auto Stop. So it works in the opposite way. If you take your mask off, it knows that the ambient pressure in the air has decreased sharply. And after a couple of seconds, usually if this setting is turned on anyway, it will turn off automatically. So the reason your machine is turning off in the middle of the night is actually due to this setting. So if you don't have a good seal with your mask, let's say for instance, you're on a nasal mask, a nasal pillow, nasal mask, your mouth opens, you're going to have a huge leak. The air is going to rush out your mouth. Now, what's happening at this point is if it's big enough, the leak is strong enough and high enough, the machine gets a little confused. It gets a little tricked out. And it's going to think you have taken off your mask and it's going to turn off automatically. It's just kind of happening during your sleep. So typically, if this happens while you're sleeping, it is alluding to a big leak. Now, I've already talked about this in a previous video, which I will link right here. But if you have a really huge leak, then you're going to have dry mouth and more than likely increased water usage in your water chamber. But also, if it's severe enough, it will turn your machine off if you have your Smart Start or Auto Start setting turned on. So the way to fix this problem is actually quite simple. You just need to make sure you have a good seal on your mask, or you have the correct mask for you. If you're again on a nasal pillow or nasal mask, you might want to look into chin straps, mouth tape, or maybe even a full face mask. That way that seal does not get broken. If it's large enough, again, your machine can turn off automatically with those settings on. Now, typically, you're going to want to go see your provider or your DME company that issued your CPAP device so you can get these settings fixed and potentially also look at new mask options at the same time so this does not keep happening. Your machine turning off in the middle of the night isn't going to be very fun, but either is dry mouth or having interruptions of the night due to these problems. Now, also, your machine, yes, can turn off if there's other factors. If lightning hits your house and turns your power off, yes, your machine is going to turn off. Or if you lose power in general. Most CPAP machines, or at least most of them that I know of, do not have a battery backup. Some people do get computer backups or power supplies that can run on their CPAP if for some reason the power did go off. That's an option. But most CPAP devices do not have a battery backup. So if you do lose power in your home, your machine will turn off at that point. Again, if you want to check your power supply, that could be another reason your machine is turning off. If you had an electrical surge at your house, that green light might be off on your power supply, and that will give you an indication indication and that needs to be unplugged, wait a couple of minutes and then plug it back in and look for that green light. If the green light does not come on, then it more than likely can be your power supply as an issue. You want to get a new power supply. So make sure to contact your provider or DME company that issued your CPAP device to get a new power supply. So that might give you more insight onto why your CPAP is turning off in the middle of the night. If you have any other questions or topics on videos, please leave them in the comments below and make sure to like and subscribe, because this channel is going to focus heavily on CPAP troubleshooting, CPAP mask, how to operate your CPAP, and everything dealing with sleep apnea and other sleep disorders. Thank you for watching and have a good day.